What's going on, guys? Tails86 here with Weekly Review, and today we're going to be finally ending the video game collection on part 3. We're going to be doing the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 games. Now, before I go straight to those, I do want to show two other ones that I do also have, which are my PSP games and my 3 other PC games. I do have other PC games, but I'm not going to use those because those are downloadable games, and really and truly downloadable ones are not the ones I really want to show off. I'd rather show off actual physical copies. So the first ones we're going to start with are the first 3. The first one, which of course is my Ultra Edition of Super Meat Boy. So as you guys can see right there, Ultra Edition of Super Meat Boy. And I really love this game. This game was a lot of fun. It's still a very challenging game even to this day. So if you have never played Super Meat Boy, and if you want to try it out, definitely try to find it now. I mean, it's super cheap now. I think you can find it for like 10 bucks, maybe even cheaper. Or you can go on Steam and try it out there on too. Next we have a limited edition copy of Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. Very good game. I haven't really gotten much into it. I actually bought this at, where was it I bought this at? Half Price Bookstore. I found this for $8, brand new. I mean, it still had the code and everything in it, so pretty good game, pretty good game. So if you want also online too with it, it's very good. The same studio who actually made this, Slightly Mad Studios, is also working on the game Project Cars, which is coming out for the Wii U. So if you guys haven't already taken a look at any kind of footage of that, you should definitely take a look at it. They're doing some amazing work on that game. And then of course we also have, for the last one for PC gaming, is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So now we are going to be moving on to the PSP games. So the PSP games I have are as follows, which are Luminous 2. Have a used copy of Popolo Croix. Sadly, I have this nasty trading thing of Gamestop all over it. Ugh. Makes me sick to my stomach. I wish I had the actual box art and everything. Well, eventually one day I'll try to change it out. Maybe get the original box art like how I did for the other ones. Anyway, next one, we have Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, the Greatest Hits Edition. Really fun game. Next we have Fantasy Golf Pangya. This one is actually a very good game. Not my absolute favorite on the PSP, but then again, I don't play my PSP that much anymore. I actually just use it for an MP3 player, but still, it's pretty good. Good game for going out just to play outside. Next we have Luminous, the original Luminous. Love this game. Loved it the very first time I started watching it. It is a very addictive game. I will say that if I had to play any other PSP game or throw any of them away, I would keep this one. I would keep this one forever. It is an amazing game. It's fun. It's addictive. It's as addictive as Tetris. Next we have an RPG game, which is The Legend of Heroes 2, Prophecy of the Moonlight Witch. It's a good game, but it's very, very, very slow. Very slow RPG. I was trying my hardest to go ahead and get into it, but sadly I just couldn't. Next we have Final Fantasy... I almost screwed that up. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. This is one of the best games that was made on the PSP by Square Enix, I believe. Other, of course, than Final Fantasy Dissidia and Final Fantasy Dissidia 012, which also were both really amazing games. But I really like this one too, and it's not the greatest hits, it's the original copy. So, really like that game. And then, of course, last, I have some, whoops, grab that one. Next we have one that's very interesting game, Brave Story New Traveler. It was, I don't want to say that it was bad, but I don't want to say it was the best game I've ever played. Like, I've played a lot better RPGs. This one was just, it was okay at best. Like, it wasn't amazing, it was just okay. So, if you're a big RPG fan, go after it, but this one did not hit me well. So, Anyway, now guys, we're going to head on to the Xbox 360 games. Oh boy, now here comes the Xbox 360 games. So, I have talked a lot of crap about the Xbox 360 back in the past, and I've got to admit that the Xbox 360 actually did a lot better than I thought it would. Now, there are some really good games on it, so I'm going to show you which ones I do have, which are Rayman Origins. Love that game. I actually have 2 copies of it. I have one on one on Xbox 360, as you just saw, and one on PC. I actually got it gifted from a friend. The orange box, fairly good. I mean, I only paid like $10 for the game brand new, so I thought it was a really good deal. Next we have Raiden 4. Next we have Eternal Sonata, really good RPG, very good story. I really like it. Next we have Project Gotham Racing 3. Literally, it's an interesting racing game. I mean, it's very fun, but it's also very slow. I'm more of a fan of Forza, if I had to say anything. Call of Duty World at War. I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty of a lot of the games, but Call of Duty World at War was probably my most favorite of all ever. That's what I would say, at least. Next we have Mass Effect 2. A friend of mine, Sergio, Azure Lake Zone, went ahead and tried to get me into it, and I really liked it. Very fun game. A lot of different types of just creatures and enemies and species and everything, and it's a very fun, addicting RPG, third-person shooter game. Definitely, if you've never played Mass Effect, well, you should try it out one day. It's fun. And then, of course, Mass Effect 3, which I always keep the female Commander Shepard. Next we have Sonic Generations. Of course, this was my first copy of Sonic Generations. I do have a second copy on PS3, but I only used that, and actually I went ahead and sold it back to GameStop just because I was taking my PS3 to my dad's, which y'all are probably going to laugh at this. He does not even have still an HD TV, so I was forced to go out and pay $15 for a copy of Sonic Generations on PS3 and had to bring my AV cables. And, well, let's just say I facepalmed seeing that he didn't have an HD TV still. Next we have Mushihime-sama Futari. This is one Xbox 360 game I will say that I will keep even after I lose my Xbox Live subscription. This is one game that I will say I believe is the best game that I've ever played on the Xbox 360. It is a very addicting game. It's a very short game, but it's very addictive because it's a bullet hell. I love bullet hell shooters, so a great game to play though. Next we have Forza Motorsports 4. As I went ahead and said before, when I went ahead and did the unboxing for it, I was waiting for this game, and it's a very, very good game. I think this is one of the best Forzas that they've ever made. I never got to try the new Forza that they came out with, but I really enjoyed this one. I love everything they did about it. The graphics are amazing. The racing itself, the element of racing is great. A fantastic game. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's never played any of the Forza games. This is a great one, and it makes it so you can transfer Forza 3 over if you already have. If you don't have Forza 4, and if you do have Forza 3, you can transfer your Forza 3 save stuff, I believe, to Forza 4. So it's really nice to do that. Next we have Alice Madness Returns. Literally picked this up for literally $10 at my own work, and nobody bought it. It sat there and just collected dust, and I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. Just try it out. Very good game, but very weird but very good game. Next we have Tales of Vesperia. I believe one of the best Tales of games, and actually the only Tales of game that was on the Xbox 360, so definite game to try out if you've never tried any of the Tales of games, so definitely take a look at it. Next we have the Gears of War Triple Pack, which comes with Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears of War 2 All Fronts Pack. Next we have Next we have a copy of Death Smiles, another good bullet hell shooter. And then, I can't even believe I'm even holding this. It makes me feel like almost I want to hurl. Sonic the Hedgehog 06. I'll just throw that away now. And we'll move on to the PS3 games. Okay guys, so now we're going to be heading into the very last portion, which is the PlayStation 3 ones. And, sorry for going a little overkill on the whole hurling thing. It's just, I mean, come on guys. Sonic 06? Yeah. It would be funny if I did a review for that, wouldn't it? Yeah, anyway. Next we have, for the PlayStation 3 collection, we have Deus Ex, Human Revolution, Deus Ex, Deus Ex, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Next we have Bioshock. Love Bioshock. I love Bioshock. Portal 2, possibly one of my most favorite Valve games ever made, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, it's one of the best ever made. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. I actually like this one a whole lot. Very long game, but also a lot of fun. Literally, it is stated 5 out of 5 stars. I believe 6 out of 5. Anyway, next one we have is Infamous. I love Infamous, and I regret the first day of ever getting it, but then again, I didn't know. I didn't know anything about Infamous at the time. So, anyway, moving on. Next we have Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Tactical Espionage Action. This is one of the most heartwarming games I think I've ever seen, and it's also one of the saddest games I've ever seen. It's a great game though. The story was fantastic, and yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happens to Snake. So, next we have Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. I hope one day to eventually do a review of this game because it is a very good game, and I would actually like to go ahead and give honest opinions about it because, I mean, it's a game that deserves to be in every person's PlayStation 3 collection. I really believe it's a good game. Next we have another Tales of game, Tales of Grace's F. Now, sadly, I have not done as much of the game as I would like to, but for the amount that I have done, it is amazing. It is so good. I recommend anybody that has never played a Tales of game to get this for their PlayStation 3 because it is a gem. It is a masterpiece. Just go out and buy it. Seriously, just go out and buy it. Literally, as soon as you watch this video, go out and buy it now. Next we have Crysis 2. This is the limited edition. Came with a bonus XP and everything like that. But I like this game. It's pretty fun. The graphics aside is literally one of the best looking games on a console. Of course, the PC version is much better, at least in my opinion. Now, please don't dislike the video though just because I said that. That's just my opinion. So, next we have the Sly Collection, which comes with Sly 1, 2, and 3. Best collection ever from the PS2. And I love that they remastered it in high definition, and sadly I have not gotten to try the new one from Sanzaro Games, and I hope to eventually try out the 4th one. So, for right now though, I'm enjoying this one. It's a lot of fun. The game is very easy, so if you're a person that's never played any kind of games like these, you'll find that this one's a very fun game. Okay, and we are coming down to the last 6 games, I think. So next we have Super Street Fighter 4. We have Warhawk, really a good game, but the thing is the multiplayer kind of sucks now because nobody plays it, because everybody else is playing Starhawk now, so literally if you find this, like, I mean, you'll find it for like $1, so it's really worthless now. Next we got 3D Game Heroes, the first PlayStation 3 game that I purchased. As you guys remember, I did a long time ago my PlayStation 3 unboxing, which I had the 250 gig system. Still have it, and it still runs fairly good, but I think it's eventually going to start kicking the bucket probably about in the next, I'm hoping not within the next year, but I would hope it'll last a little bit longer than that. Anyway. Next we have Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, and it's an okay shooter. It's kind of like a Western type shooter with just like a bunch of weird stuff with it, but it's okay. Next we have Little Big Planet Game of the Year Edition. Really good game. Never got to getting the second one, but since now the second one's like so cheap, I could probably go out and buy it. But definitely a good game. And then finally, Burnout Paradise. So guys, that is the end. Yes, we have reached the end, and thank you guys for watching this very long collection video of all my consoles, all my handhelds, and everything. Actually, wait a second, we did forget one. Oh my goodness, we did forget one. I also have the NeoGeo Pocket Color, and thankfully with this one, there's just one game, which is Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure. And eventually I'm going to do a review of this handheld as soon as I can, as well as just more reviews as well in general. And again, thank you guys very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Weekly Reviews. So until then guys, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. And until then guys, again, take care. Later.